latest episode of that SEC podcast. I'm your host, Michael Breton. Go by SEC Mike on the Twitters. I'm here all day, every day, and there's Cousin Shane, everybody's favorite on-time cousin. What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
They're going to send you, the cousins are sending you an ultimatum.
Yeah, that was my fault, Mike. The meal at El Torito ran over a little bit, and I apologize. So,
sorry, you're good.
Sorry if I got any salsa verde on me, but hey, it's good to see you, Mike.
Yeah, this is a lot of people's favorite show of the week, Shane.
Yeah, mine
too.
The
Mailbag show. So, this is far and away probably the best mailbag we've got maybe ever, Shane. I mean, these questions they're getting better and better with their questions. They're adding food questions.
Yeah.
I'm fired up, man. How are you?
Over, under on Lane Kiffin questions, college football playoff questions. I would probably say around 8. Is that a good bar?
Under.
Oh, shit.
They're doing better. They're doing better. They're
nice. Absolutely. No, I see all the cousins are fired up. It's good. It's what is it? Hump day? It's hump day. Getting you through the week here. So if you're listening to the radio, this is Thursday, so we're one day closer to some college football action. So, yeah, I'm pumped up, man. And I keep seeing stuff, brother. We're going to get into it, but are you going to do any news? I want to ask you something. I saw something interesting. I saw John Summerall was scheduled a meeting down there in Gainesville. What was your initial thoughts? Now, I heard it's been canceled since then. And I saw, it's funny. I see this and then I jump onto the feed and then I read the comments. I always do this just to see what the reaction would be. Mm-hmm. And I would say 90% of it was negative about John Summerall down there. So my question to you, Mike, is would it have been a good hire? And is this a ploy to kind of push Lane Kiffin a little bit, saying, hey, we're looking elsewhere potentially?
Yeah, well, we did this in real time with Stephen Lasses, so go check it out, Shay. That's a teaser for the prediction show, but I just don't think you can. I wouldn't trust literally anything you see. I don't care if it's on 3, ESPN, Paul Feinbaum, Cousin Shane, whoever's tweeting out this coaching nonsense right now. Yeah, could be the coach, could be the agent, could be the school. They could be trying to force Kiffin's hand. They could be trying to intimidate Auburn, who's allegedly trying to get John Summerall. I just don't believe anything.
Mm-mm. All right, I was just wondering. I'm like that, man. I went to a doctor the other day. He said I needed cholesterol medicine. I was like, you ain't fooling me. Ain't tricking this guy.
Hey, Mason keeps asking every single show, how did we meet? Well, we're cousins.
Yeah, I mean,
it was forced upon us.
We'd have to ask our parents, but
if I had a cousin that showed up on time, he'd be here. Hey, shout out Steven up. Shade, he's gifted already a membership.
Boys showing up for them boys.
Thank you, cuz.
In Tuscaloosa. It's Steven up. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Stephen Up. He gifted Rusty Pal. Rusty,
welcome to the family. Yeah, I'm not his favorite cousin. I'm just the only cousin that answered the phone,
All right, let's dive into the mailbag. Oh, wait, and always, Shane, don't forget. I know you tend to forget. Not really. It's my own fault. We're always brought to you by football season. MyBookie. MyBookie.ag is the website. Promo code SEC for a buyback bonus of up to $500. And once you get your buyback bonus of $500, go get you some Tennessee Legend, the official spirit of that SEC podcast. Shane, tell them how to get their hands on some Tennessee Legend.
Oh, buddy, come on over. They got 2 locations in Sevierville, 1 in Nashville, so be sure to pop in. Just pop in 3 letters, 3 words. Tennessee Legend Distillery. GPS will take you there. I'll be at the one by the Target next Friday, so I hope to see everybody down there. It's about 7 o'clock, so if you want to do some tasting or some painting, we'll be down there. And now, if you can't get to Tennessee because your probation officer will not allow it, go to your local package store and tell them they got to get this stuff sent here because I need some of this on your shelf, and we'll make it happen as well.
Yeah, and our buddy Roush, he's going to be here in Nashville for the Kentucky game this weekend. He told me to be on the lookout. So we may be hitting up the Nashville, Tennessee legend on Friday. How about that?
Come on with it now. Yeah. Did you say, yeah, poor Rouse, damn. You know, he's moved on to basketball and now.
No, his team's red hot, brother. 3 in a row.
Kentucky?
You didn't know that? Yeah, they're fighting for their bowl lives here.
Oh, yeah, their football team. I'm sorry. Basketball team took an L with the Michigan State there.
I forgot you were basketball, Shane, now. All right, let's get – oh, bad. And these two right up the top rope, Shane?
Yeah.
These are some wild, bizarre questions, so I'm just preparing
Okay,
you.
let's do it.
I don't know if you remember this.
Uh-huh.
Shout out Floki Simmons. He asked this multiple occasions, so I broke down. I got to ask you about it.
Yes.
And we can check the tape. We can find the tape if we need to. But I don't know if you remember this, but you did a bet on the Tennessee-Florida game this year. Do you recall that?
Fuck. No. What was it? Is it bad?
It was the Truffle Shuffle from the Goonies. Remember that guy with the Truffle Shuffle?
Yeah.
He promised a Truffle Shuffle if Florida whoops low T Heupel, he said. So we were just wondering to know if you're going to honor that.
We're going to have to see. I'm going to have to get some video of this. You know, I don't know. I plead the fifth right now, Your Honor. I've drank since
I
then.
remember it very vividly, so I'll track it down, and maybe JP can help me too.
Yeah, I don't know that one. So we'll hold that one. We'll hold that. We'll appreciate you reaching out, cuz hopefully I won't even have to do this thing that I clearly did not bet. But let's see. Let's check it out. We'll check it out.
All right, and then Dirty Drawer. So this one is this one's way worse than that, Shane. If you thought that was rough. He said, he's directing it at me, but it's really a question for you.
Yeah.
What would be worse, smelling Cousin Shane's feet after a day at the golf course or after his 20-mile hike?
No, 20-mile hike, brother. I mean, there's no telling what's in. There's going to be a lot of blood and mess in there. So, yeah, golf is one thing, you know, because, I mean, obviously I'm golf carting it, you know. So there's some steps being made. I'm probably getting close to, based on my watch, around 5,000 to 6,000 steps when I do 18 holes. So, I mean, I'm getting some steps in, but man, that's a lot of steps. You talk 20 miles, hell, 5 miles. You don't want to get nowhere near these shoes, man.
Okay.
I order shoes like when I'm walking, man, I have to get shoes like every 4 months because my fat ass, I know how a foot's supposed to go, but when you're a big guy, you know, it's like your tires are out of alignment, you know. My feet are like that.
I was just gonna say it's like you blow a tire a little bit early, right?
Yeah, the doctor don't want to say it, but Shane, come on.
Hey, shout out Mizzou fan Shay to give us $10 here. I didn't submit my question, but here it is. I know everyone is asking about the coaching carousel, so here's mine. What do you think about Drink and Kiffin comments this week? How gone are these guys?
You know,
I'm not convinced either one of them's gone. I'll be honest with you.
I'm not either, and I just feel like you're just not showing your hand, right? You got a pair of aces, right? There's some teams that want you, and maybe the Drink scenario, maybe there's a team he's looking at, he's interested in, right? But he doesn't want to commit to it till they get a commit from them or something, you know? Or maybe you're holding your hand for a better. And it's not just their job, right? It's maybe money for NIL commitment. Maybe it's money for assistant coaches. You know, there may be some other stuff that you don't see that's behind the scenes that you're holding out on. So, yeah, I'm not saying that they're leaving, but this is classic negotiations, man. And before Twitter, it was always happening like this.
Right. And then, you know, it's something interesting that I'm not sure if the Cousins saw it, and it was interesting. It seemed like Drink was getting some blowback for this. I couldn't understand it, but he made a reference about how there's, I think he said the number is 11 Fortune 500 companies in the state of Missouri, and he essentially made a plea to them that they need to get more involved with NIL. And we sit here and complain when they don't have talent. So you can't sit here and complain when the coach is asking these corporations that have money to support the football program. And it makes sense to me, Shane. There's one big institution in that state. If there's 11 of these companies, why not spread the love? And also, Shane, it's, the way they're doing NIL now, it's supposed to be all like, it has to go through a clearinghouse.
Yeah.
It's my understanding if it's these Fortune 500 companies, it doesn't have to go through anything. So whatever they want to give to these players, it gets cleared immediately. Ooh. So again, that could really help Missouri if they get involved. It would help them keep their best players. It would help them attract new players, and maybe, Shane, just maybe, there's a little bit of 4D chess going on here.
Yeah.
And Drink is saying, hey, Fortune 500 companies, if you step up and get us even better players, there's no reason for me to leave. Excuse me. No, there's no reason for me to leave if these companies step up and give us even more money, because I know they haven't delivered the playoff, but they have delivered a lot of wins in recent seasons, and a lot of that is due to NIL. So, hey, Kiffin didn't deliver the playoff last year when he should have.
Yeah.
Guess what happened? They're in there. Well, not officially, but they're one game away from officially being in the playoffs. So there's no reason, if Missouri gets an influx of cash, that next year they can't be in the playoff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. And I feel like with that commitment, and this is maybe it's not a good answer, but I feel like if my coach, whatever his name is, forget Drink for a second, just my coach that's in the Southeastern Conference, if he had the ability to pay the most on the recruiting trail consistently, eventually we're going to win championships. And I wouldn't say that with all the coaches, but I would say there's about 6 that I could argue that if they could consistently do that, have those funds from the NIL, I feel like they would be competing for championships more often than not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it boils down to money. And if you can get it at Mizzou, then why would you go to Penn State? Why would you go to Florida? If you could do it right there.
Yeah. No, I think it's 100% fair. And Mike Andrews, didn't he say this was his best roster yet? He did say that.
Yeah.
Then I would make a case it probably is. I know they lost pretty handily to A&M, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not seeing them, and that's without their quarterback, right? So I don't know. I mean, I think it's a pretty damn good team.
I've seen worse this year.
But you know where I'm not? You know who else I think is pretty damn good?
You. Oh, Cousin JR.
Yeah.
Hey, the legend.
He's way better than I am.
Legend. Cousin JR has done it again.
Thank you.
Thank you, cuz.
JR. He gifted Hunter Curtis. Hunter, welcome
to the family.
We appreciate you, buddy.
Could you imagine getting membership from Cousin JR? That should be a special badge,
And Mizzou fan gave us $5 more, Shane. Am I the only one that thinks the Arkansas AD Hunter is ruining the playoff? Should Arkansas fire him to save college football? He does not know ball. I think Arkansas fans would agree with you on that.
I agree. Like, seriously, he's fumbled so bad with his own department that he goes here to the college football. He said a lot of dumb shit, but for me, it was the Miami Notre Dame thing, right? We can't compare them. Like, dude, they played each other. If anything, we could definitely compare these teams.
Right. All right. How about this one, Shane? Ooh, this is a great one. Shout out cousin Garrett Newell. His official cousins always get their question answered on the YouTube. If the SEC created Worst Play of the Year award, which moment wins it in a landslide? Any thoughts on that, Shane? Worst play of the season?
I feel like there's an obvious one that we have talked about, and so let me hear yours while I think about it.
Well, I'm going to cheat.
Okay.
And everyone's going to agree with me, and you too.
Yeah.
Worst play of the year, I think, is any and all these referees. And all the damn flags they're throwing. To the worst one, I think, was, hate to say it, was Oklahoma and their kind of scheming touchdown against Auburn.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. But I would also say the Jackson Arnold dive into the end zone fumble, and they gave it to Georgia, which we could sit here and debate whether that should have been a touchdown or not for Auburn. But you cannot debate if it was a fumble by Auburn, Georgia picked it up, ran the other way, and scored a touchdown. Somebody had to be given a touchdown there. They just threw their hands up and was like, And then we also had the clapper.
That was pretty bad.
That was right up there too. So kind of all my plays have to do with the damn officials.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with it. But I do feel like there's some that we've talked about, and maybe I should have thought about this when I should have read the questions before. But yeah, I'll probably 35 minutes in the show come up with one, so bear with me. I felt like the fumble against Oklahoma was a shitty one. You know, that was one. The guy couldn't get tackled. But as far as bad play, that
was a good play for Oklahoma.
I know. I'm looking for like just a bad call. Like, I can't believe we picked that play. I mean, you could almost have said that A&M, that last play on offense, you know, that they gave South Carolina a shot. That was a terrible play. So, yeah, let me think about that one.
Okay. Well, while you think about that, Shane, think about how awesome Robert Land is. Robert! He gifted Shane a membership to WC Gaming. WC, welcome to the family. They probably got some good candidates in the comments, Shane, if you want to be hunting those. Well, I read the next question here from cousin Bert Bishop. Official cousin. If the Aggies end the season with the national championship, what are the odds the haters will continue to come up with excuses on how they're not good enough?
They won't. Seriously. I think the running joke, prime example is Georgia Bulldogs, right? No matter how successful their team was, we always clung to they haven't won a natty since 1980, right? And it was over and over and over again until they won a natty, and then we stopped. So I feel like until that happened, like the joke was 8-4. Well, you just surpassed that. You're 10-0 right now, and if you do continue this monumental run and win a national championship trophy, I feel like at that point A&M will immediately be recognized nationwide as a team that's probably going to stick around for a while, not a one-hit wonder, if you will.
Right. Hey, I just saw in the comments, Shane, one that I think you would agree. Worst play. Tennessee kicker missing the field goal against Georgia.
I think about all those. That's just me. That's just the way I think, man. Immediately, I go to Tennessee doing something stupid, you know? I do. I think about the Auburn Mizzou game. You know, that Hugh Freeze, you know, because I know he was doing those calls there at the end. I feel the officiating, yes, was one thing, but there was also some coaching moments in there that clearly was Hugh Freeze's fault. So any chance I can bring him down, we'll do that.
All right, shout out Cousin P5, Crowdy, Shane. Football hypothetical here.
Yeah.
Mizzou beats Oklahoma this Saturday in Norman, and that drops Oklahoma out of the playoff, which it would. Will the rest of the SEC hate us? And then P5 says even more because they already hate us.
I don't think hate. We're in a small boat, right? I feel like there are some fans out there that naturally root for SEC teams, right? Theirs is first. Team A is always going to be priority, regardless of whoever they play. But if that team's not there, I feel like there's a small group, and probably in this podcast, I mean, this is an SEC podcast, that says, hey, as long as an SEC team wins, right? And I've always been like that. If Tennessee can't win, by God, Oklahoma better do it, because then I can say, hey, we lost to a national champ, barely, in Knoxville, you know? So I that's just my mentality. So But as far as others, I think they want everyone to lose. They don't want anybody to win.
Right, and if Oklahoma gets knocked out, that could be good, Shane, for Vanderbilt, which is on the outside looking in. Yeah, I think Vanderbilt needs help. So even if an SEC team gets knocked out, I think another SEC team stands to gain.
Right.
And another one would be Alabama, of course.
Yeah.
Because they lost to Oklahoma. So they got to, I think Alabama will make it. I'm not too, if they win out, they should be in, but you're kind of leaving it in the hands of the committee.
And for me too, I don't think Oklahoma is, if we were power ranking the most hated teams in the SEC, I don't think Oklahoma is near the top right now. Now, that may change in 10 years, but right now they haven't, pissed off enough fan bases. You look at a team like Georgia, a team like Florida, there's some deep history in the SEC where everybody wants them to fail. Oklahoma, there's a few of us, right? I definitely think Mizzou's on that list. I definitely think Texas is on that list. But I don't think they're at the top of the list just yet. But you start knocking other people out of their chance for the playoffs, you quickly become to the top of that list,
Yeah. All right. How about Strapman? Shady's an official cousin. He's got multiple questions here. Will Arch Manning enter the transfer portal down in Texas? What's your thoughts on that?
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
that's just not the Manning way. They're not drama queen. Well, except for old Eli when he got drafted. But beyond that, I mean, they're slow and steady. I think we can sit here and criticize Sarkisian. I think they really like Sarkisian.
Yeah.
And they trusted him to develop Arch. I would be stunned unless Sarkisian's not there.
Right.
And even if he's not, I don't think it's like a foregone conclusion Arch would transfer.
He feels like the one kid in the SEC that wouldn't, right? Because I thought about that too. Sark came out. He ain't going nowhere. That's what they all say till they go somewhere. But if he does, I feel like there's an 80% chance he still comes back. Unless
David Cutcliffe becomes a head coach in the SEC somewhere, and they're going to be like, he trade Peyton and Eli. He's good enough for Arch,
Or if it's a package deal, like the Arizona State kid and the coach come over, then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I'm going to be behind Levitt. No.
All right, how about? And then so Stratman's got another one here, Shane. Now this is a really good question. It's going to make you think here.
Yeah.
Who's having more success in the SEC, Oklahoma or Texas? And he says Texas made the playoff, but Oklahoma beat Bama back-to-back years. So who do you think's having more success in the SEC, Texas or Oklahoma?
Texas.
Damn.
I think Texas.
I was hoping you'd.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it was tougher for you to answer that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this will equal out at some point, but, Oklahoma needs to get to the playoffs. Texas has been there. Right. They were in an SEC championship game, and they just got knocked out of the playoffs here mid-November, right? So it wasn't like Oklahoma last year. Those guys got knocked out pretty early. So I feel like if you're comparing just a 2-year, it's a small window, but right now I'm giving Texas the edge.
Yeah, Texas made it all the way to the national semifinal.
Yeah.
Not just made the playoff, made the semifinal. And I also considered this, Shane, I think this is critical. 2-0 against Oklahoma. Texas is.
Yeah.
So, again, if we're just comparing, we're not even 2 full seasons in. Now, Oklahoma makes the playoff.
Yeah.
Again, I anticipate they will, but we shouldn't cash that check just yet, should we, Shade? If they make a deep run, maybe the answer is different. But they actually got to physically do it. You know what?
Hunter would say, we don't have enough to compare just yet,
But Oklahoma maybe if can't run the
Maybe if they played each other postseason, we would know.
But I thought that was an excellent question.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Right. And then I really like this one from Migrating Coconuts. Shane, he's an official cousin. This question's so good, I put it in the title here. Oh, in your opinion, what was the craziest head coaching hiring process ordeal for an SEC school? And buddy, I came with a lot of them, but let's ask you that. What's the craziest head coach hiring process ordeal?
For me, it's easy. Tennessee Shiano. I've never seen that before. Shout out John Reed going over there, rallying the troops, blowhorn and everything. We ain't hired no Penn State guy, and that's one thing that kind of stole the headlines and basically X this whole thing. And then more importantly, it was the text messages that came out later with popular media personalities saying, "Hey, we need your help." It was just a nasty, nasty ordeal, and it was all the failed hires that led to that one. So yeah, that one's going to be probably the most craziest one I can remember.
Right, but you left out a lot of detail there, Shane. So let me get into it. All right, because that one does top the list, but I got a lot of them here. So where to begin? All right, so they landed on Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah.
Who was Alabama defensive coordinator.
Uh-huh.
And it was pretty weird. I know a lot of the people had done Saban, former assistants. Hell, Tennessee had even done it under Derek Dooley. But anytime the guy that's kicking in your teeth, you're trying to hire away his guy, that's weird to begin with. But yeah, so for anybody that maybe missed that saga, a lot of Texas and Oklahoma people probably completely unfamiliar, Shane. The AD tried to hire Greg Schiano, and the damn fan base revolted to an extent I've never seen. And it got so bad, Shane. Clay Travis put out the AD's phone number publicly online on Twitter, so the guy would get inundated with phone calls and text messages of, "How dare you, cannot hire Schiano." We had Tennessee state representatives publicly saying, "You cannot hire Greg Schiano. I will get involved if necessary." I don't know that they have any power, but they were going with the mob, and then again, it gets way crazier. So that all happened. So they couldn't get him, right?
Right.
What do? They, without telling anybody, the AD just secretly got Mike Leach. Hey, and Mike Leach agreed to become Tennessee's coach. Yeah. And then the president said, "AD, get your ass back to town." Fired his ass. They didn't even talk to Leach. Hell, I would have loved Mike Leach as Tennessee's. It would have been better than Jeremy Pruitt. But so that happened, and then they had to have an AD search, and they landed on old Philip Fulmer. He came in here. He said, "I'm going to fix this thing." And another part of this, I can't remember the timeline exactly, but it was all during this search, Shane. Mike Gundy got involved. And wouldn't you know it, he got an extension at Oklahoma State, like Tennessee got him about 4 times, but that was one of them.
Gruden.
And then it became down to Kevin Steele, Jeremy Pruitt, and Mel Tucker. And
didn't Brom turn them down too? Publicly? Wasn't there a big thing with that?
Well, that Jimmy Himes reported it, but that was inaccurate.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, he got involved with it as well. So yeah, it was the damn craziest coaching search that I can recall. But we got some other crazy ones, Shane.
Yeah. I
don't know if you remember this. I don't know what it is about Florida and these crazy searches, but they were torn. Scott Frost or Chip Kelly. It was just like a battle for weeks on end. Steve Spurrier saying, "You got to hire Scott Frost." Everybody loved Chip Kelly. And they landed Dan Mullen. So just the back and forth, that was pretty wild. Texas A&M basically agreed to hire Mark Stoops.
Yeah.
And then Mark Stoops had a meeting with his entire coaching staff and said, "Boys, we're going to College Station. Who's coming with me?" Half of them walked out the room.
Yeah.
And they're still on staff at Kentucky. Imagine how awkward that is. And then A&M said, "Oh, hell no." And they rescinded the offer. I mean, that's pretty damn crazy. I don't know how many people know this, Shane, but Arkansas, they almost hired Lane Kiffin before he signed with Ole Miss. And then they said, "All right, let's go to plan B, Eli Drinkwitz." He went to Missouri, of course. So and then they had to go to Sam Pittman. How about this one? LSU was going to fire Les Miles. And then this was the last game of the season, regular season. They were playing A&M. And then they had a meeting up in the suites up there at halftime. They decided to keep Les Miles as all the fans were chanting, keep Les, keep Les. The players carried him off the field. They beat A&M. Then they ended up firing his ass a couple months later anyway. and then that was wild too, because then when LSU fired him, Coach O took over, and they were doing really well. But then they wanted Tom Herman, who was kicking ass at Houston, and they thought they were going to get Tom Herman. ESPN reported they're getting Tom Herman, and then Tom Herman signed with Texas. So they had to give it to Coach O, which it worked out. And then one more here. I don't know if you know this, Shane. I don't know if the Cousins are aware of this. South Carolina, they were hiring Kirby Smart.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that.
Right before it happened, Georgia said, oh, hell, we can't let that happen. Mark Richt, your ass fired. Thank you for your service. We got to get us some Kirby Smart. And they did, and the rest is history there.
Oh, man. Damn. Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Speaking of South Carolina, Nick, the old ball coach just quitting. Didn't even finish the season. Said, "Nah, I'm done. I can't do it. No, I can't do it no more."
And then, of course, Lane Kiffin Auburn. That was pretty wild, but I'd say it's only a quarter as strange as this current Lane Kiffin scenario we're in.
Yeah. What about do you remember? Was it Rich Rod? What was that saga? Do you remember that?
Yeah. So he was going to Bama.
Yeah.
And on the Paul Feinbaum show, they were making fun of his wife and talking about how ugly she was, I think.
Yeah.
And the wife said, we are not going to be coaching Alabama. So Rich Rod had to say no. And they pivoted to some guy, I don't know whatever happened to him, a guy named Nick Saban.
Yeah.
So that was pretty wild.
Yeah, that was a wild one. I feel like my grandfather, he absolutely hated Philip Fulmer because, of what's his name?
Johnny Majors?
Johnny Majors, just kind of how that transpired. I mean, obviously I was a kid when that happened, but there was like two camps of people that loved Johnny Majors and that loved Philip Fulmer, and you were in one of them, and it was almost like a house divided. Of course, that all changed in '98. We're like, my papa finally forgave him, just took a national championship, but that was a pretty wild one.
Well, Shane, you know how I think talking about improving oneself.
Please be healthy. Please be healthy. Please be healthy. Please be healthy.
Bubs! Bubs Naturals. Go check them out, Shane. Shane's been taking his collagen, Bubs Naturals, and you should too. BubsNaturals.com. Promo code ThatSEC for 20% off. This is natural collagen peptides here. If you got stiff joints, you're trying to recover from the gym or the golf course, Shane, or the truffle shuffle you're going to have to do here in a couple of days, go take you some Bubs Naturals. They also have electrolyte supplements, Shane. We better get you some of that. Live better, longer, limited time only. BubsNaturals.com. Promo code ThatSEC to 20% off. You can't beat it.
You can't. I like to make sure people are seeing me when I'm taking it too, because they always think I'm unhealthy. But if I'm in the break room, I wait and I wait and I wait. Somebody comes in, then I pour the Bubs in. Oh, what are you doing there? Just being healthy. Just being healthy. Everybody's wondering why my joints don't hurt. All this weight on me, Yeah.
All right, Shane. Back to the mailbag. Let's see.
Oh, here's one, cuz. Michael Zane coming through. Huge donation. Thank you, Mike. Cousins, please take this money, put it all on Texas at 9.5 versus Arkansas, and put it on the Aggies 3.5. Wait, am I reading that right? Did I read that wrong? Get rich or die trying. Put it all on Texas and put it all on. I can only do one, Mike. Which one you want to put it on?
Well, I guess we could double it up, right? I think he's saying they're going to whoop Arkansas, and we'll win big, and then we take those winnings and put it on A&M, and A&M's going to whoop Texas ass.
Hell yeah! Come on, Mike. He's playing 3D chess over here. I like it.
Who knows? I mean, that's like $1 million right there. You know what?
Yeah. And that's what a buyout looks like, huh? So
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate you, buddy.
hell yeah. Thank you, cuz.
All right, how about this one from Cousin Surfer Dog? Shane, he's an official cousin, and I think you will like this one too. Since it's fall and camping weather season, what current SEC coach would you most like to go camping with for the weekend? How about that, Shane?
You know, I used to love camping growing up because we were poor, and that was vacation, was to go out and sleep under the stars, you know. But now I need a bed, right? I need I'm not a glamper, but you know, I need a plug in for my CPAP. It's a process. But if I didn't have any of those and we're just sitting there at the old campfire, are we talking active coaches?
Active coaches. And he throws a little caveat here.
Yeah.
He said one for car camping where you can load up on booze, and one real where you're like hiking through the hills.
So I think hiking through the hills. I need a strong one. I think hanging out Kirby Smart, right? And the reason I say Kirby is just because I have seen Kirby outside of, you know, this podium life that you see, right? He does have a fiery personality, but more importantly, he's got awesome stories, right? He's been around so many great coaches, recruiting trails. He seems like he would just be a phone book and one of those that we'd laugh all night, right?
Yeah.
So I think that would be that. Now, as far as healthy, I mean, because we're walking, I would probably go with
someone that could carry you.
Yeah, like Coach Lee seems like he could get some help pretty quick, you know.
Right.
And he'd probably have a satellite phone. He seems like one of those guys.
What about this curveball, Shane? You didn't mention Mark Stoops. We know he's got his own bourbon brand.
Stoops.
I would imagine sitting around a campfire smoking his cigars.
Yeah.
I think he would have some good. He's a good Ohio guy. I think he'd have some fun stories for us.
Oh, you know. He's one of those guys that calls you every now and then with a joke like our uncle does, you know. Just hits us with a ringer at probably he used 3 years ago. But, yeah, I would think Coach Stoops would definitely be a cool hang, right? And you know he's got plenty of alcohol, right?
All right, shout out Cousin Brandon Riley. Shady's an official cousin. He's got an official question. If Lane does leave Ole Miss,
Yeah.
if you were the AD, who are the top 3 coaches you would interview?
I told you, I mentioned Gundy the other day. I'm not coming off that.
Gundy.
Yeah. Just polarizing Gundy with Ole Miss. I think that would be awesome. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say Golish, but I'm going to say it because I just feel like he needs to be in the SEC.
Yeah.
And the offense wouldn't miss a beat with him. And the third one, I don't know. Those are probably the two that are sticking out in my mind right now. Who you got?
Number 1.
John Samuel.
I don't know if you can get him, but I think you got to make the call. Jeff Brom up at Louisville. Offensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
He's at his alma mater, but how much can he really win up there? I heard they're only paying him like $4 million.
Yeah.
We pay coordinators that in the SEC, Shane. So, again, if you want to win a national championship, you got to come to the SEC. I think I would be call number 1 if I'm Ole Miss. How about number 2, Shane?
Yeah.
The more I hear from this guy, the more I like him. Give me old Kenny Dillingham. Offensive-minded. He's taking a team to the playoff. I don't know. I think he's going to be
fiery.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about him. I really like him. And number 3, you nailed it, John Summerall. Come on, buddy. You get those 3. I think you're going to get a winner there.
Yeah, I saw one Lebby. Wouldn't that be something? Still Mississippi State. I mean, we'll make the Egg Bowl a little more interesting. Do it right before the Egg Bowl too.
All right, how about this one, Shane, from cousin Christopher Frieden, an official cousin. He says, hey, I just realized, and he's right, let me throw this the updated playoff rankings here. Georgia's number 4, and let's say they don't have to play in the SEC championship. They could get a double bye by not playing in the SEC championship, getting a bye in the first round. Just curious, what are y'all's thoughts here on that? And I did look it up, Shane. It is possible if A&M and Alabama win, I believe they're going to the SEC championship because A&M would be undefeated.
Yeah,
and Bama has a win over Georgia. So there is this does exist, this possibility. But I really think if Bama and A&M go to the SEC championship, and let's say it's a very competitive ball game, not a blowout, I think the committee will. I could be wrong, but I think they would rank A&M and Bama higher than Georgia, especially since Bama beat Georgia, and even like A&M is undefeated in the regular season.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, slippery slope, right? And I don't think Kirby, I mean, he schedules soft bastards with soft questions like that, you know? I just don't think it's in his DNA, right, to back down. I don't think it's in any DNA. I'm sure some coaches are saying, hey, worst case scenario. But no.
And here's an important question. Appreciate you, Brian. He says, well, why wouldn't they just rank him that way now? Because again, you're missing the key ingredient here. The SEC championship hasn't been played.
Yeah.
And we're not going to. First of all, where the ranking, this is really why the rankings are really stupid, Shane.
Yeah.
They're completely meaningless.
Right.
Georgia's 4th this week. Georgia could, they're playing Charlotte, so they're probably not going to move up, but they could move them back to 5.
Yep.
And they could be like, well, game control, they'll just make some bullshit up. Like whatever the rankings are today, they're irrelevant. So if we're sitting here saying, well, Georgia's got a double bye today, man, that's kind of what's up with, like, it really doesn't matter because they'll move these teams up and down however the hell they want. They'll justify it however they can. But let's say Alabama goes to the SEC championship game and they win. You're not going to put Georgia over. How could you? They beat Georgia.
Right.
They just won the SEC. And what if it's like an overtime game and then we're sitting here and we got. I don't know. I think they'll give credit to the teams that actually make the championship. I could be wrong, but I think they will.
I think they will too, just because that's what they've done in the past too, right?
Right.
So yeah, I don't think that it's almost like, I mean, the conversation last year is why do we even play the game, And
right.
Because if you lose, you're still in. So yeah, I would look at maybe some kids being held back during the SEC championship game. If you are hurt, there is no way in hell I'm putting you out there for that thing because at the end of the day, it's about a national championship.
Wouldn't it be funny if both coaches were like, let's sit our starting quarterbacks? Is that cool?
What if they just came out with B team, I mean, what could you say, right?
Wait, what's this?
Sankey wouldn't like it.
All right. How about this one, Shade, from cousin Emily Powell, an official cousin. What do y'all think would be the best natty matchup? So basically, who are the best 2 teams? What's your thoughts? And who would be the worst? Let's
worst. Yeah, bring it back up. I think the best
A&M and Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be it, right? They've not played. Hell, they could be a repeat of the SEC championship for all I know. So, yeah, give me right now Georgia and A&M just because, again, I haven't seen it.
And the worst, Tulane, Miami.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ole Miss in Georgia either. A repeat of that one, I feel like would be pretty cool. And you're right. The worst one would be Tulane and Miami or something. Miami and Notre Dame. Ugh. Round 2. Hell no.
Would you be completely opposed to, say, Oklahoma versus A&M? Elite offense, elite defense. That'd be a hell of a game.
That'd be fun. That would be real fun. But also, I'd love to see Indiana just get steamrolled by any of these SEC teams, you know?
Right. I would like to see, too, we couldn't see it in the championship, but the Final Four,
Yeah.
Ole Miss, Bama, if Lane Kiffin's still there, can he finally get over the Bama curse? You know it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that'd be a good one. I just don't want to see any of these other teams. I would love to see all SEC teams move forward. I'm just a homer, right? And that would be Ohio State. It's almost the semifinals. I would like to see some blowouts in the semifinals. Indiana, Ohio State, Miami, whoever makes it, you know, that type of situation. Tulane, whatever. So
let me ask you this. Let's say Georgia,
yeah.
I can guarantee you they're moving to the semifinals.
Yeah.
But we have to pick between Notre Dame and Ohio State. Who would you rather face Georgia in the semifinals, Notre Dame or Ohio State?
Notre Dame for a repeat, you know, for revenge. I guarantee ain't going to be no players in the sideline bumping into the ref, you know. This will be ready and locked down. And I just don't think that if Georgia got going in that game, there would be any stop. You know, you ever seen them movies where there's like a kid fighting another kid and he just keeps punching and you're just like, wait, he's going to kill the guy, you know? I feel like that's what would happen with Georgia is that Kirby would just keep punching and right through them. So, yeah, give me a repeat of that one.
Hey, Sooner Seagulls. He asked Shane, they like Notre Dame because they have a huge fan base. It's all about the offering money.
Maybe. How funny would it be to see Miami and Georgia? Huh?
Carson Beck. Hey, shout out Brad. Appreciate the donation. What are the chances we see an all SEC Final Four?
Slim. They're going to make it so it's almost impossible. They did it last year, so wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some SEC teams playing each other in the first round, right? So,
because you'd have to beat Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, and A&M have to keep winning, or possibly Ole Miss. Or
I'd see it like an Oklahoma, Alabama again.
He wants a percentage, though. I think it's
very small,
10%.
Yeah, 10%.
All right,
we're usually wrong. So
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Damn it, percentages, math.
All right, how about this one from Cousin Lucio, Shane? What teams' coaches have the best quarterback development?
Oh, shit.
In the SEC. I think Josh Heupel's really good at it. Lane Kiffin, very good at it. Starting to question how good Sarkisian is at it. Honestly.
Yeah.
You know who's underrated? And you'll laugh at this.
Petrino?
He's not there anymore because he got his ass fired. I think Billy Napier was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
You know, Graham Mertz, I thought that was a complete joke. He was solid. Anthony Richardson, I know he's, we just look at these guys at the NFL. We're like, what the hell are you talking about? He got that guy to be drafted number 3.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty good. Kayla DeBoer, hell, Ty Simpson, Michael. We shouldn't give him credit for that at Alabama, but at Washington, Michael Penix, he's a good one.
I mean,
Mike Bobo, that's a really good one.
I mean, Klein, small sample size, but he did well at other schools too. So that may be one. I feel like there is. We did see. I felt like more development with quarterbacks this season than we did last year. I know we got a lot of new coordinators, but we also had some coordinators in their second, third year that really felt like they were able to take it to the next level. So, I feel like there has been, and there's some that we didn't even have on the radar. That's development for me, is the guys that we didn't. Trinidad, dude, I couldn't pick him out in a lineup 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Right. Hey, shout out Cousin Mike Andrews. Shane, he's an official cousin. Is Lane Kiffin worth the hype? He's been fired and quit on multiple teams, and while it looked like he matured at Ole Miss. His actions now look like the same old needy Lane. And how about this, Shane? Many people have told me this information about, them going to Gainesville, them going to Baton Rouge, not him, but the family, that he leaked that. Lane Kiffin leaked that. Many people have told me that. So I think that's accurate. And, man, I don't know. The Pat McAfee interview, that was so weird. That was tape delayed.
Yeah.
Wasn't allowed to be asked about, the trips. And then anybody that missed it, they had the coaches conference today. Buddy, it was about 12 questions of, you going to be Ole Miss coach? When are you going to make a decision? And he seemed quite bothered by it, but it's clear as day. He thrives off attention.
Yeah.
And he's soaking all this up. So, again, the question, Shane, is Lane Kiffin worth the hype?
He ain't leaving. Say it, Mike. Say it. Tolkien. Yeah, he's worth it. He's worth it. And, again, you got to remember, this is coming from a Tennessee fan that we came out of, just garbage football. First year, we're down there in Tuscaloosa, about to beat the future national champs by, we were there, right? Then I watched the success that he had with Alabama as far as turning that offense around. And then I see the success at FAU. I see the success at Ole Miss. Look how many games they've won. I feel like you said some weird stat that they're the second winningest football team in their home place in the last X amount of years.
They're third.
Third. Still.
They're the third winningest in the SEC the last 5 years.
This is Ole Miss. And I'm not trying to shit on Ole Miss fans right now, but Ole Miss has always been kind of they're the Vanderbilt of the West. That's the way I always looked at it. Them and Mississippi has always felt like one of those teams is going to really struggle. And now nobody wants to play them, and nobody would want to play them moving forward because Lane Kiffin finds ways to win double-digit games every single year. So is he worth it? Hell yeah. And people are talking about Ole Miss. They're talking about him. And yes, it's a little Yes.
I'll say hell no.
No?
They're talking about making him more money than Kirby Smart, Shane.
Nah.
But more money than Kirby Smart. And here's where I'm starting to turn on him. Yeah, everything he said is true. He's elite. He's very good. Of course, he hasn't won shit of significance. But what happens, Shane?
Yeah.
Here's where I think this is also messed up.
Yeah.
And he is managing this awful. This should be the biggest season in Ole Miss history. And I know you just did it. You praised Trinidad and we praise Lacey and the strides we've made, but they don't talk about it on game day. They talk about Kiffin. Where's Kiffin going? What's Kiffin doing? He just did the coaches' conference. Are you going to be Ole Miss coach next year? None of this is about the players. None of this is about a 10-1 team that is on pace right now to host a college football playoff game. The center of attention is Lane Kiffin, Lane Kiffin, Lane Kiffin, Lane Kiffin. And just like it was a couple years ago with Auburn. And I hate to break it to you, LSU, Florida, wherever Lane Kiffin's next, he's going to do this to you too. As soon as the Alabama job opens, or the Texas job opens, or the Minnesota Vikings start calling him, or the Green Bay Packers, whatever it is, whatever the next thing is, he's going to do this to your ass too. So you're asking me if is he worth derailing the best season? Now he hasn't derailed it yet, but the car is starting to wobble a little bit here, Shane. If they derail this season because of his nonsense, no, he's not worth it.
Mike, I never thought about this next job not being the final job, but you're right.
It won't be. I guarantee you it won't be.
I mean, obviously he failed horribly in the NFL, and that's going to stick with him. And that's something that Nick Saban never could do. That's something he can get over on him. prove he's a better coach than everybody. And you're right. This won't be the last stop. Damn, maybe he's not worth it. Not worth it.
And I'm not saying in like a 1 year time he'll leave.
No.
But we'll probably go through this 2 or 3 times before he does.
Absolutely. Every time Ohio State loses a coach, or every time, you're right. There's a handful of college football games, but more importantly, the NFL, I think that would be like the final resting home. Something his dad did, something he'd like to do. And I feel like you may be onto something there, brother. And is it worth it? If you could squeeze out a national championship, which he's never won as a head coach, potentially. I mean, I would sacrifice 4 years with Lane if it got me one championship. But if I go 4 years with the same 10, like we're talking LSU, 10-win seasons, and then all of a sudden he's moving on to greener pastures, then all of a sudden we're left behind, and it takes another half a decade to get in the mix again. So, yeah, you may be right.
Token says, Shane, you make me laugh. He ain't. Leave it. Say it, Mike. Say it. No doubt. Has taken some of the shine off his revamped armor.
Jeez.
And Freedom Van says, I love Shaneologies.
I got him for you, cuz.
And Token, he gifted a membership, Shane, to Cameron Clark. Cameron, welcome to the family. All right, Shane. Back to the mailbag. Ooh.
We're getting close to food.
We're getting very close. Cousin Blake Gator fan, official cousin. Who's Mike's favorite team? Assuming Tennessee, but I know Shane's a Tennessee homer. Go Damn. Gators. Yeah.
How'd he know?
I graduated from Tennessee. But you know who's probably my favorite this year, Shane?
Who?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
They're like the little engine that could, man. I want them to keep winning. I want them to make the playoff. I think it's good for, who knows? Clark Lee could be the next Penn State coach in 2 months or 1 month, but man, this may be the only shot ever Vanderbilt gets there. I hope they can do it. You know what?
It is. It's kind of like that. It's like I have a team, Tennessee Vols, but I got like a foster kid too, It's like I'm kind of rooting for them, helping them out. So maybe they had a rough one, but I feel like, brother, honestly, I put a lot in Auburn early in the season. I feel like that was for nothing. So now I think I'm back on the A&M bandwagon, and they don't want me to, but kind of rooting for them a little bit.
All right. How about this one from cousin James Kelly? Shady's an official cousin. What happens to South Carolina if they lose out? And again, we got Coastal Carolina. We're a 20-something point favorite. If they lose out, they lose to Coastal, they lose to Clemson, both at home, and we go 3-9. Everybody's getting fired, don't you think?
How upset were South Carolina fans to see James Franklin up there at Virginia Tech? Mike, I was thinking when James was crying, I was like, yeah, so was South Carolina fans on that one. Mike, I feel like ultimately nothing. You do nothing. I would love to sit here and say you get rid of them, right? You end the season with that many losses and kind of that fashion. You move on, but there are so many open spots and so many, like, you got to be careful about the next guy. And this comes from somebody that has seen the next guy, right? We had a Derek Dooley, which absolutely sucked, right? And then we had a Butch Jones. We had a Jeremy Pruitt. We went through a lot of shit to get to Josh Heupel. So, you got to be careful what you wish for, because next thing you know, you're a Florida Gator.
All right, shout out cousin Michael Riley. Shady's an official cousin. Is this Lane Kiffin decision the biggest decision for Florida since Tim Tebow? If Lane doesn't come, does Scott Strickland need to go?
No, I don't think he's the joke right now. Ironically, it's Lane Kiffin's made this train about him, So you can't fault him. But I do think that you don't need to put all your eggs in one basket, because you're going to be left holding nothing, So
right.
I would definitely have interviews with other coaches, You got to have a plan.
But how about the first part? Is Lane Kiffin is this the biggest decision since Tim Tebow for Florida?
Oh, for Florida, yeah. I mean, I guess you could argue that, right?
Wouldn't that blow though? To like, you think you're getting Kiffin, and then at the 11th hour, LSU gets him.
Your rival. Yeah.
Damn it.
No. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, call me crazy, Shane. Call me crazy. I think they can get a coach down there, and they'll be just fine. Of course, I've thought that many times, and Florida really is just two coaches that have succeeded. So maybe I'm talking myself out of that.
I keep waiting for, like, I used to think, we joked earlier about Georgia or Texas job opening up. Florida was that job too, man. There was a time Florida job opened up, man. There's people that leave prominent positions to take that off, but we don't see it near as much. But I still think it's up there, right? It's maybe not a tier 1, but it's definitely a tier 2, and at that level, a high tier 2. I feel like you should have plenty of opportunity and plenty of coaches that would love to have that position. So, yeah, don't put it all on Lane. Trust me, I've been there. It hurts. Don't do it. Be ready, but keep your eyes out because there's still some really good coaches available right now.
Yeah. All right. Shout out cousin. Jeez Louise, Shane. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst.
Yeah.
Georgia has habitual speeders. Tennessee has non-team players like Nico and Boo Carter. Does that worry you on a scale of 1 to 10, or is this just today's college football?
It's just today's college football, man. Just today's college football. I mean, I feel bad for some of these kids that are given all this money. I mean, because I couldn't imagine what I would have done if I was given $100,000 right my first day of college. You know what I'm saying?
Or more, who knows?
Yeah, hell yeah. And because it attracts bad people. And that's one thing I always tell my kid. I was like, you're one bad friend away from being homeless, or a drug user or something. I try, she hates it because I kick a lot of these kids away, and but they don't have that. When they get there, they're going to attract that money, that name, that reputation. They're going to attract some bad apples around them, and it's just a matter of time before they make a bad decision.
Right. And for all the, oh man, Nico, Boo Carter, like Tennessee is still pretty solid, Shane. They're a field goal away from beating Georgia. And I know Alabama and Oklahoma went against you, but hell, again, literally a play here, a play there, you're in the college football playoff. I wouldn't be acting like it's doom and gloom over here. You know what?
Oh, no. No, not at all.
And then he had a second part to his question, Shane. If you can remember back to 2003.
Yeah.
Did Shane have hair and a girlfriend?
Oh, that was 2 years out. So hair, yes. Girlfriend, no. I don't think.
Was that the flat top days or did you have it longer?
No, so I was out. This is after my 1 year of college. So I kind of let my shit go, I think I dyed it blonde or something,
That was a good look.
Yeah. There's some pictures floating around.
All right, Shane.
That's why I balled all the product I used to use,
Cousin Thorhug. He's an official cousin, Shane. If you could pick just one trait for the next coach at Arkansas to be a lead at, what would it be? So he's like, talent evaluation, in-game decision, talent development, ability to replace assistants, etc.
I think this day and age, man, you gotta have talent. So give me recruit. I want to see recruiting. Period.
Yeah. But I think that a lot of that has to do more with NIL today, though. So like fundraiser.
Yeah, maybe a good, maybe that's it. I want somebody polarizing. Don't get me wrong. I love Sam Pittman, and he had some fun comments. Right, he's always a joy to be around. But people go out, they seek out Lane Kiffin, information. Whenever he's at the podium, they seek out Steve Sarkisian when he's at the podium. So some of these guys that just kind of have that draw, and I want somebody in there that's a little bit electric and not quite Deion Sanders, but Deion Sanders-esque if you can.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Now, a lot of the talent development, talent evaluation, I think that would be great, but not in today's era.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you identify and develop someone, they can leave in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So I think for Arkansas, hopefully this isn't the case, but I think in reality, I think you're going to be at a talent disadvantage often in the SEC.
Yeah.
So I think you close that gap by having an elite in-game decision-making coach or schemer, if you will, like I think Heupel and Kiffin. I think these guys with their offense and their play calling have been able to kind of close the gap and strike against teams that are better than them and beat a lot of the teams that have the same talent as them, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
if I had to lean one way, I think I'd go in-game decision-making.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I saw a graphic, and I wish I could give them a shout out. I don't think it was on 3, but they were talking about the talent. This was a post from August, the most talented football teams, and it was based off, on 3 star ranks and stuff like that. And you're just kind of surprised looking at the top 25 and where some of these teams are, and that's because they do get the most out of less, if you will, or they identify talent that maybe some of these recruiting sites didn't necessarily see.
Right. All right, final one here, Shane, football-wise.
Yeah.
Cousin Trey. Which job is better long-term, Florida or LSU?
LSU. Wait, that was a quick one. Can I pivot? Florida.
I think you're got it right the first time.
No. I'm going Florida, and the only reason is Florida, you could stay a while. LSU, after 5 years, if you're not consistently bringing a title home, they're going to find someone that will.
That's a good point, too. Yeah. I mean, hell, they're both possibly elite jobs. But, I don't like the governor either, but Florida's got their own issues as well.
Yeah.
I'll say LSU, but not by it's not maybe not the slam dunk I initially thought it was.
Yeah.
And then Cousin Trey, of course, he's always got food questions for you, Shane.
Yeah.
Fried turkey or honey glazed ham?
Honey glazed ham.
I heard you tasting it in your mouth before you answered.
Yeah. I mean, I like fried turkey too, but I like a sweet ham, right? I'd prefer more of the brown sugar, but honey's good too.
Okay. Stuffing or dressing?
Dressing. What's the difference? Ain't that the same thing?
Well, I think it's just kind of like he's asking what you call it, maybe.
Oh, I call it stuffing, but I feel like it's the same kind, right? Now, I like that. I grew up on that poor man out of the box. You make it, and it's probably I would guess you'd call that dressing. Mama, she'd make that stuffing like actually in the turkey. Not a fan of that. She always had the big chunks of onions in them and whatnot. So I would say like stuffing, but really it's like stovetop stuffing.
Okay. Top 2 casseroles.
Sweet potato casserole and that scalloped potato ham casserole Mama used to make. That was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 2 pies.
Pecan pie, pecan pie, and I would say chocolate pecan pie.
We need to get you on a chess pie.
Chess pie's good. I like chess bars, so I guess that's the same thing, right? Just cutting squares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pumpkin pie's pretty good too. I mean, pumpkin pie, I like it just because the nostalgic side of it, right? It feels like, it's like Thanksgiving.
I could only eat one of that though.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I'm picking one, all the pies in the world are laying on a table. I'm getting the pecan first.
Okay. All the pies in the world?
Every single
lot
pie
of pies
in the world. Yeah, I'd look them. I'd probably eat more than the pecan, but I'm definitely going to get a slice of pecan. And if you do it right, if that's the only thing you have, you can heat that bad boy up in the microwave for a little bit. put a dollop of vanilla ice cream on it. Thank me later.
Sounds like you've already done this
Trained
week.
professional.
Have you ever been to multiple Thanksgivings in one day?
Yes, we were close to doing it this year. Yeah, usually, when you have kind of a split household growing up, you do one early, you do one late, right?
All right. And then any wild card Thanksgiving foods served at your house?
Oh, that's a good one, man. At my house, nah, not really. I mean, I'm a traditional. Obviously, I wear the same shit all the time. I like the same stuff all the time. One that's kind of, I think I'm the only one that eats it in this house, even though we grew up, was canned cranberry sauce. Yeah, that's probably the only.
You know what I told you I get the meals bought and paid for and everything.
Yeah.
I also get barbecue meat.
Oh, that's a good mix.
And I have that for Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah. No,
like shredded pork, brisket. Come on.
What's the worst Thanksgiving dish that usually we had growing up?
Well,
and
I know you say the green bean, but
yes.
I love that. There's nothing wrong with vegetables, Shane. That's number one. You gotta turn that frown upside down and get on
potatoes, potatoes and gravy.
I can't. I'm trying to think. Is there? I don't even know that there is such a thing as bad Thanksgiving food.
They're out there. Golden Corral serves it up every Thursday.
All right. Well, hey, I think you already answered this one, but Surfer Dog, he's got a food question for you.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving food question for Shane. Strawberry cheesecake or warm pecan pie?
Warm. Yeah. Warm pecan pie. Now, I like them both, but I'm going to scrape that chunky strawberry off. I like the glaze, right? But I'm going to go pecan pie, without a doubt.
Uh-oh, Shane.
Yeah.
Update here. SEC injury report.
Here we go.
Missouri quarterback Bo Pribula, doubtful. So probably not going to play. That's big. Oklahoma, though, questionable. Shane R. Mason Thomas, so he was questionable last week, didn't play. Defensive back Gentry Williams, questionable. Javonte Barnes, running back, also questionable. So those are the only guys for Oklahoma. I don't see Jaden. So it looks like their other defensive lineman's good to go. Let's see. Texas. Mighty Texas, Shane, questionable. Outstanding All-American linebacker Anthony Hill Jr., questionable. Ryan Wingo, receiver, probable, so that's good. Arkansas, questionable running back Braylon Russell. So that's kind of big, perhaps. Let's see. Kentucky got a couple questionable here. Linebacker Alex Afari, questionable. And Khalil Saunders, big defensive lineman, questionable. Doubtful for Kentucky. Defensive backs DJ Waller and Nasir Addison.
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt's looking healthy here. Tennessee, Florida, questionable for Tennessee. Running back Peyton Lewis and offensive lineman Wendell Moe, one of their best linemen. Shane, he's questionable. Not out, but questionable. And then Florida, questionable. Vernell Brown, outstanding freshman receiver, and backup quarterback Tramel Jones, questionable, Shane. So if it ain't DJ, it's going to be Harrison Bailey lighting your ass up.
Wouldn't that be something, huh? That would be so Tennessee right there, just to get beat by Harrison Bailey. I want to throw this out. You talked about a weird side dish.
That's all
my mom. Yeah, I know. Get through the injuries. All right. My mom started this a few years back, and I absolutely love it. She didn't do it when we were younger. Fried okra. So in the spring, she does her own okra, and she'll get everything ready and get it ready for frying up or whatnot. But my mom, she'll fry that damn man. I would just do a meal of fried okra. That's how good it is. You gotta come. Yeah, you gotta try it out. Next time you come in, I'll get you some. It's good. It's good.
Okay. Hey, we got more food questions.
Yeah.
Shout out P5 food. discussed before. Favorite Thanksgiving pie? I think you already answered that.
Yeah. Con.
Okay.
Now, I do like cheesecake. I saw Emily. She was not too fond of cheesecake at Thanksgiving. Mamaw would make a chocolate cheesecake, which was delicious. But she used the 1/3 fat cheesecake because it was healthier.
Here's a, you'll probably never forgive me for this, Shane.
Oh, shit.
I don't think I would eat it today. I think it's too rich. Too rich for my blood.
You mother.
I could barely eat it back then. It was just
You've
so
been
rich.
in Nashville too long.
All right, and then mashed potatoes. How do you like them, creamy or lumpy?
Oh, creamy mashed potatoes. Yeah,
Okay.
but I like all mashed potatoes. That's the only chunky vegetable I could go with, right? But not like two. I mean, you don't want to taste like a half a potato in one bite. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, something that can hold, but not too thin. I don't want it where it can't hold gravy.
Right. Robbie's asking about Brussels sprouts. Have you ever even tried a Brussels sprout?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I had Brussels sprouts, I think, twice in my life.
Okay.
Once it was kind of like a casserole. Seems like there was some Parmesan and butter involved. Wasn't too bad. Went well with a steak. But then the other one was a roasted Brussels sprout.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good, man, except it made the house smell like ass for like 3 days. Cook it outside.
Okay. And then P5 also says cranberries, the real deal, or that jelly that has the can imprint?
Can it.
Of course, Shane. Of course.
Because turkey's so dry. Well, not dry, but you know what I'm saying. Like, and I like to
Isn't
get
that
it
what
with,
gravy's for?
well, that's what a mashed potato and gravy. But then I also like to do it sometimes like a bite with cream or with the cranberry sauce. So it just goes well together.
Okay. We got a ton of supers we need to get through here, Shane.
Yeah.
Let's see. Serial Killer, appreciate you. For $12.99 a month, will you sponsor a hungry blue chip recruit, and we'll send you this beautiful, slightly used poncho. Drink, probably. That's kind of funny. Shout out Ryan. Whoever wins the SEC Natty next year is going to be undisputed. Schedule's nuts, going to be great
Yeah.
for the show. Hell, I think that every year, don't you?
I wish they would do like the NFL. So whoever plays in the Natty, they play the first game the following year, you know? Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be. Shout out, Pop Goes the Culture. If you could put together an SEC team from current players, who's your running back, quarterback, wide receivers, and 2 defensive players?
Quickly, I'll go. Not quickly, I guess. Quarterback's the big one. I want to get, I don't know, man. Who you going with?
I still think I'd go Ty Simpson.
Yeah. Okay.
Running back, give me
Hardy.
Lacey. I'm liking him a little bit better these days for some reason. Receiver, best Cam Coleman. And 2 defensive players.
Nah, I would go A&M, what's his name? Jeez Louise.
If you don't know his name, we can't put him on the list.
Concepcion.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Concepcion right now.
2 defensive. Give me R. Mason Thomas and Colin Simmons.
I can get behind that. That's
Okay.
good.
How good do we think Texas is going to be next year? Man, it's too early to say. We don't even know who's going to be on the team. We don't even know if Arch is going to be there. We don't know if Sark's going to be there.
Undefeated.
8-4. I'd say 8-4.
12-0.
Pop Goes the Culture. You can add head coach to the dream team, Saban.
Oh, yeah.
He said dream team.
Just 1 year, man. Nick Saban, absolutely.
Hey, we missed this one. Landon.
Welcome to the family.
Shout out VFL Logan, who gives up the 4th and loses by 3, Florida or Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's the way it always going to be. You know what?
Yep. Harrison freaking Bailey.
Hey, how about Tanner? How about this? Howdy, cousins. I'm late. You may have already talked about it. Pat Fitzgerald, former Northwestern coach, reported to have interviewed for Arkansas. How do you feel about that? I mean, he's coached he's coached for a long time. He's experienced. I don't know. I feel like we can do better than that, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not the splashy hire I want. I'm that guy. Sorry. The older I get, the more I like. That's why I go to the casino. I go over there to the Blazing Sevens. I want the machines that makes a lot of noise. So I want a coach that does that too, especially if he's in Arkansas.
Right. And then hiring a guy who I think he got cleared, Shane. I don't really know I don't follow Northwestern, but I know he got fired for hazing and all this. It's like, are we really going to take a gamble on old Fitzgerald? You know what? Fitzpatrick, whatever the fuck his name is.
Can't haze anymore? Is that bad? That's one thing growing up I was always afraid of. They said, man, you ever heard of cheek? You ever heard cheeking? Mm-mm. Well, I imagine you got a pair of them, right? And that was always a thing. I remember growing up. It's like, you wait till you get in there with varsity, man, your ass is getting cheeked, And I was just like, damn. So when I walked in, I got because remember I got held back in 8th grade because I wasn't smart enough. And so I had to go straight to varsity. I couldn't go to freshman football till they cleared some stuff out. So here I am, a freshman, the only freshman in there. And so I picked the locker that is right by the door.
Hey, shout out Ryan. He says, Lane throwing a curveball and going to Auburn. How crazy would that be?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. And then that reporter could say, see, I told you the whole time.
And he also says, hey, no offense, but does anybody want the Carolina job? I think that's a hell of a job you can win at. Hell, Beaver did it last year.
It can be done. It can be done. And that's it. You'll find money when you start winning. That's why Ole Miss is finding money right now. That's why Mizzou is finding money right now. If Mizzou was 7-5 every year or 6-6 every season, yeah, why would you give money for NIL? But if you're pushing 10 every year and you need a little bit to get over, absolutely. That's where those Fortune 500 companies come in.
Hey, shout out Sooner Eagle, Shane. He said he went to the homeland and found Dolly Parton's biscuit batter peach pie.
Hell yeah.
It was so good. Does she have a restaurant around Tennessee or Dollywood?
I will tell you, we went there Monday? No, last Friday. We went to Dollywood, and man, they got some pretty good places in there. But I keep finding myself over there with the cinnamon bread, so I can't vouch for too much of the food inside of Dollywood.
But does she have a restaurant? I guess he's saying around Dollywood. Is there a Dolly Parton restaurant?
No, I mean she's got the dinner shows, and
right.
If you're gonna go to one, I would recommend Hatfield. Hatfield's got the best food. The Pirate Show is probably like the most entertaining show that she has.
Are they still doing the Dixie Stampede?
Yeah, well, Stampede, they don't call it Dixie no more.
Oh, that's too PC.
I got get that out of here. I
was there in the Renegade days, I guess.
2 days. When all that started, 2 days she changed that sign and everything at the UJ. So that got out of there. But Stampede's good. We still do it on around Christmas time. The Christmas show's pretty good.
Okay. Shout out Blake gave us $10, Shane. Do you like the Star Wars movies? And if so, who's your favorite character?
No.
Give me Princess Leia in a bikini. All right. And then serial killer. Breaking news. Lane Kiffin signs a multi-hour contract. Congrats to Ole Miss. So I guess we're just going to do this every hour.
I feel bad about the Star Wars. I've tried, guys. I have tried so hard. But it seems like about 30 minutes in, I find myself looking at my phone or reading Twitter, and then I'm looking up, and I don't know which alien I'm looking at anymore.
Well said. All right, Shane, anything else before we hop off here?
No. I love it. Thank you, cousins, for all the questions, and thank you for all the cousins hanging out with us today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to have our picks, which are always locked in and 100% correct. So I don't expect anything different this week. I got some ground to make, so maybe I'll pull off some upsets myself. But no, I appreciate all the cousins. Before you head out, make sure you hit that thumbs up. That really does help us out. It doesn't cost a dime. Just hit the X, hit the thumbs before you go. JP, as always, thank you, cuz, for putting the shout-outs together. Today's shout-outs go to Steven Up, Cousin JR, Mizzou fan number 7, Robert Lane, Serial Killer, Ryan Sosa, Pop Goes the Culture, VFL Gang, Michael Zhang, Sooner Eagles, Brian Jordan, Tolkien, and Freedom Van. JP, thank you again, and thank you all, cousins, for hanging out with us tonight. It was
He
awesome.
ain't leaving, Token. We appreciate you, buddy.
Bye-bye. See you guys. Go Vols.
Hey, buddy, this beer's for you, Mike, and Cousin Shane. That SEC podcast loves the Pirate, and the Pirate loves that SEC podcast. Hail State.